Hi. Can you hear me now? Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can see and hear me now. Yes. Hello, Patricia. Hopefully the internet devils, it's not... Today's issue has nothing to do with the internet devils. Unfortunately, it was down to a power cut. So we had a power cut. So because we had a power cut, I've had to as always happens with my PC. Once there's a power cut, I have to reset all of the settings for the streams. So I was just doing that, and then I had to go and sort something out in the lounge. But yes, you can see and hear me. Fabulous. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm here. I don't have any mascara on. I was going to put it on. I didn't have time. So, it is what it is today. It is what it is. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Beyond Authentic, where, as you can see, this is the authentic life of a tiny micro YouTuber, a single one-woman show type situation, except I've got some amazing moderators that actually help me out, and without whom I couldn't do any of this. So in the chat tonight, we've got Patricia, who is one of our moderators, and Holland, who is one of our moderators. So good evening and welcome, and thank you for being here, the two of you. Why do we need moderators on this channel, you might ask, especially when we've only got 1,400 subscribers? Well, the reason is that we sometimes, not very often, And we're not wishing this for tonight, okay? We're not going to manifest this, but sometimes we do get bombarded by the more outrageous right wing sections of society, put it that way. And we haven't had that for a while, touch wood, but occasionally we do have situations like that. And also occasionally people kick off in the chat because I'm not doing their reading, because, you know, we live in an entitled society, unfortunately, nowadays, where people demand everything immediately, and that's not how we work on this channel. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons that we have moderators here. Let me just move my camera down slightly. I don't know what has happened with my setup. None of that should have been changed today, but you can see, look at the mess I've got in the background. I was trying to sort things out today and I've just run out of time every which way. But anyway, we're here and we are going to do some tarot reading. So good evening, everybody. First things first, we do have on this here channel, and hopefully this is all going to work. It wasn't working earlier, but hopefully we do have some rules on the channel. We call them housekeeping. Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or anytime in the future. There we go. That is true, Patricia. It gives us something to do a couple of times a week as well, doesn't it? It does. It does. So then, good evening, everybody. I do hope wherever you are in the world, I hope you are well. I hope you are safe and warm and cozy or cool, depending on which hemisphere you are in. So yes, the channel has well, that's not what I was going to say, Lisa. I was going to say, I don't know where my train of thought was going then, but it wasn't anywhere planned. The Road website is now up and running. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a place that I've created, and it's designed to help beginners along their witchy path, but also for those of us a bit more experienced along that path. There's also a lot of information that I am going to be putting on for us more experienced witchy folk as well. There's all sorts of bits and pieces that you are able to purchase if you want to get your spell candles and things like that. There's book recommendations on there for beginners witches. There's a whole load of PDFs that you can download and stick in a book of shadows or whatever you want to do with it. There's tons and tons and tons of information out there, and that's on thewitchesroad.co.uk. So do check that out. I do still have the discount running as well while I'm putting the plug in for my tarot readings over on Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. You can also access that via the Witches Road. And I do actually have a giveaway to pull for today. It was supposed to be done on Sunday, but our internet, oh my gosh, our internet completely crapped out on Sunday, like completely crapped out to like the worst extent that I've ever known it. We had zero internet on the members only live. We were it was struggling. We were really struggling on the members only live. And so basically it was like 1 word in 4, I think it was, that Holland was getting. Thank you, Holland. I oh gosh, let me just double check that now. Do you know what? I don't believe it is. Let's have a wee look. So yes, so it was difficult on Sunday. So then basically during the reset, we had to reset everything. And during that process, we lost the internet completely. And at that point, I had to, bearing in mind, I'm not very good with the technology, right? I'm really not very good with the technology. But I had to do a factory reset of the hub twice in order for it to get out of the cycle it was in, so that I could access and set up the 2.4 gigahertz bandwidth on the Wi-Fi on the hub. It was an absolute nightmare, but I got it all working. It took me far too many hours, but I did get it all working. So we do have interwebs working at the moment, obviously, because I am streaming and you can actually see and hear me, which is a bonus. Right then, enough about all of that guff and palaver in my life. Let's have a look. So the slow mode is on, subscriber mode is on, so do make sure you are a subscriber to the channel, and while you're there, hit that bell and change your settings to all as well. If you think you've already subscribed, double check, because YouTube is very, very useful. They've got a very lovely, kind habit of theirs. So kind, so lovely, where they unsubscribe people from various channels. So just make sure you are, in fact, still subscribed. You do have to be a subscriber in order to get readings on the channel. It's one of the prerequisites of the way that we work here. So then, having said all of that, is it time for a reading? Is it time for a reading? All right, Ed, my darling. Let's see who just popped in. We've got Kushi. Hello, my darling. Good evening to you. Co-Cotton Papier. Good evening to you. Good evening to the person whose name I can't pronounce. Good evening to Holland. Good evening to Ed, and whoever else is with us. We've got a few extras, it looks like. So yeah, wherever you are in the world, do come and say hello. Let us know where you're coming in from, and as always, I'm going to hit the magic button, because I believe it is time to sort out a free round. It is a free round time. So if you would like a tarot reading, how do you get one on this channel? The easiest way is to send it as a super chat. Okay, that guarantees that you will get the next space, the next cab off the rank, as I always say. However, you don't have to send it as a super chat. You might not be able to send it as a super chat. You might not have the funds. You might not want to donate. You might not be sure of what I do. So you might be a little skeptical. That's fine. If you want a free reading, go ahead, put your question into their live chat, starting with the word question, and one of them will be picked at random. Okay. If a super chat comes in, that takes precedence. So if, for example, 15 people put their question in and one person sends a super chat, that person who sent the super chat will guarantee that space. If, when you do send a super chat, you want a longer reading, say, for example, you want to know not just how things are going with your relationship, but you want to know a bit more of the sort of the layers underneath and how people are feeling and how we got to this point and all of that, then make sure that you are super chatting $8 or above, £6 or above UK, or whatever the equivalent is, to get those longer readings in. So then, just in case you aren't sure of what to do, then I'm going to again press the magic button, and all of the details will be in the live chat. So the round is now officially open. And just in case you didn't know, I've got a lovely handy little video right here for you to follow the details. So here we go, everybody. If you would like a reading, this is how you get one. So then let's have a look. So the today's keeper of the questions. So we've got a moderator on standby who is the keeper of the questions, who will let me know a name in just a couple of seconds. It will pop up on my screen. But today's deck that we're using is the Rainbow Tarot deck. Now, I'm using this for a reason tonight, because it is fairly bright and fairly colorful, but also because I'm going to be using the Witch Casket Intuitive Insights Oracle. And because these are black and coffin shaped, I wanted to make sure that we had a light and fluffy kind of alternative. So then let me have a look. I'm going to go. I've got Dormouse in the chat. Oh, and Jay's in the chat as well. Hello, Jay. Hi, my friend. Niblet. How are you doing? You need to come over and say hello and come and see us, Jay. Jay is the Chaos Gremlin, but is also my, did I say niblet? Nibbling. My nibbling. Dormouse. It is Dormouse. I thought you were pulling my leg then when you said Dormouse. Oh gosh, what is your name? I know you told us the other day. I can't remember what your name was. But yes, hi to you. Hi everybody saying hello to the nibbling. Flower Beauty Peacock Rainbow, good evening to you. Right then, Dormouse, I've got your question here. How do I lift feelings of sadness and overwhelmed? Oh, my darling, A, that's a really good question. And B, Nada. Right. Okay. Thank you ever so much. We need to, Patricia, could you make a note that this person's, you can't see what I'm doing, can you? I'm circling it with my mouse, and of course nobody can see that apart from me. Doesn't really help, does it? But yes, it's Nida or Nada in the chat. So good evening, Phantom Punk. I've got a reading in for now, my darling, but we'll do another round after this. So then, Dormouse, how do I lift the feelings of sadness and feeling overwhelmed? I'll tell you what, let's see if the cards have got any advice for you, my darling. But do remember, this is counseling. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. And remember, this isn't counseling, medical support, counseling support, legal advice, or financial advice. Okay, my darling? But we'll do your reading now. It's coming up in exactly 17 seconds while I change cameras. We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God! Okay, Dormouse, let's have a look. So we're just going to cleanse the space as we always do and bring in the always on point, our lovely Wispy, the air dragon. And let's just have a look. This deck is so, do you know what? When I did the review, I was a little bit scathing of the design. It's really grown on me. It really has grown on me. I like it a lot, actually. Right then, so I will pull you. Let's just pop the oracle cards to one side. I'll pull you 3 cards, my darling. There we go. Oh, a good split. And so where you are right now, what you need to know, and what the future opportunities are. So then where you are right now, Ace of Pentacles reversed, what you need to know, 4 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Swords is coming up in the future opportunity. So then, how do you live feelings of sadness? Well, at the moment, it looks like something was starting, my darling. So this is where you are right now. It looks like something was starting. So whether that was a new project, new work, could have been a new relationship, but it looks like something was beginning and you are hopeful for something that's then gone pear-shaped. Reason I'm saying that is because aces are new starts, new beginnings. Pentacles is work, career, finances, or growth. Something you wanted to grow, something you wanted to put effort into and grow as a project. So it could have been a partnership, it could have been a family, it could have been anything, but it was that idea of wanting something to flourish and bloom. Where you are, what you need to know, however, because the reason I'm saying it's reversed is that's where it's gone pear-shaped, because the reversal means it hasn't gone according to plan. It hasn't kind of gone the way that you wanted. In terms of what you need to know, I think there's a lot of stagnancy where you are right now. Normally the 4s would be stability on the flip side of that is that stagnancy. And I think that's the energy that this is bringing, because you're talking about how you lift those feelings. I think you've got to go through them. Partly, the reason we feel sadness when something ends, or when someone passes, or when, we watch a Hallmark movie and we get all the triggers. The reason we feel sadness is because something that was important to us has either gone awry or gone awry, gone away or gone awry. Do you know what I mean? So something has happened to something we care about. Those feelings of sadness are something that you can't ignore, you can't bury down. You've got to just work through. And again, I am an absolute 100% believer in counseling as a method of getting through tough emotional times and dealing with trauma and all of that. So I would recommend that above all else. But it is something you're going to have to work through. And again, Pentacles is that work connection. Now, a lot of tarot readers will just say work as in career, job. But for me, the Pentacles, because it's the earth element energy, and because it is related to growth and roots, like these things have to be worked on. They have to be worked through in this case. I don't think there's any way of rushing it. So if this is something of an ending, like a permanent ending of some kind, then it is something you do need to just work through at your own pace, but it's probably going to be a lot slower than you want. The advice, we've got the Knight, sorry, I think I said 8, but we've got the Knight of Swords. Now, Knights are the characters in the deck that jump in all guns blazing. These are the characters that go off half-cocked. They act before they think. They jump in, where angels fear to tread, all of those cliches. And swords is your trouble and strife. This is your hurdles and challenges and obstacles, okay? So what this is saying by being reversed is don't do this, right? Don't do this. Don't try and jump straight out of those feelings. Don't try and bottle them up. Don't try and ignore them. Don't try and rush the process of healing. Whatever's happened, whatever's caused that sadness, you've got to kind of allow it to heal naturally and go through that process. As I say, counseling is an amazing help for things like that. It really is. Let me pull you an oracle card as well. Now, these are intuitive oracle cards from the Witch Card Skip Box from October, and I think they're fun because they are coffin shaped, because Halloween. But let's see what your I'm not going to cut them, actually. What I'll do is I will just stop in a second where it feels right to pause. There we go. And your oracle card, I can't say that word, endings. There we go. So something has definitely ended. And the thing about endings are what is needed for something new to start, right? So whether that is somebody, and sometimes if that ending is actually somebody passing over or a permanent ending of another kind, at the end of the day, when things end, something else has space to start. It's one of the reasons why in forests, they manage a forest by doing controlled forest fires to get rid of all the brush, to get rid of all the bracken, all the rubbish that's growing. They get rid of all of that, and the trees that survive that forest fire over the course of, again, we're talking, years and years and years, but the trees that flourish because of that other ending. You have to sacrifice this to gain that. And with endings, the only way that you can really look at the impact an ending has is in hindsight. So you've got to get there. So you've got to go through the ending. You've got to find out, how you recover, how you heal, to find the true meaning in that ending. Does that make sense, my darling? But it's interesting that endings have come up on this card, as well as suggesting it with this ace here. I hope that helps. The cards are absolutely reflecting what my advice personally would be, which is to get support from a trained counselor, and also from your loved ones, your friends and people around you. And actually that is always a useful thing to have. But sometimes friends and family, they're not necessarily the best people to talk to, which is why I would always recommend counseling for everybody, to be honest. But I hope that helps, my darling. And whatever it is that you're going through, Dormouse, I hope you feel a bit better and a bit less sad in sort of days and weeks and months to come. I really do. And thank you very much for your question, my darling. Right, let me have a look in the chat. Forgot what I was doing then for a second. Let's have a look in the chat. Nibbler is what we used to call the gothy emo kids that hung around the Corn Exchange in Leeds. So yeah, that's what we used to call them. Cushy, how it works, what you need to do, my darling, is you need to wait until I open up a round, and then you've got 30 seconds for everybody to put their questions in for free, and then one gets selected by one of the moderators after that 30 seconds, and I get given that name. Okay, so that's how you do it on this channel, my darling, unless you want to send a super chat, which will guarantee that you get the next place, if that makes sense. Oh, Nida, you didn't have to do that, my darling. Listen, this is your name. The fact that I can't read it or pronounce it is absolutely, it's got nothing to do with you, my darling. The fact that I can't read it is down to me and my ignorance as an English person, not knowing how to pronounce and not knowing how to read a lot of other languages. So I apologize for that. You honestly don't have to change that, but it does make it very, very, very much easier for me to read. So yeah, I hope that helps, my darling. Oh, no problem at all, my darling. I hope it feels a bit better. Give it time. I know it's such a cliche when people say, "Oh, time heals." It really does, though. It really does, and it is the only thing that is known to actually help. So yeah, I hope that does bring you at least a little bit of relief. And do listen, you're always welcome here, right? Whether you want to just come in and say hello in the chat. We are a very, very friendly, wonderful community. The moderators do an amazing job of keeping this a very safe, very supportive space. So you're always welcome to come in and just say you've had a bit of a crap week this week. The mods will always be there. There's lots of other lovely people that come in, our members and our lovely subscribers will come in and just basically go, hi, how are you? Have you done this? How have you done that? And we've got an amazing community here. So just every Tuesday evening, Sunday evening, 7 p.m. UK time on both, and Thursdays when the internet works, Thursday evenings at what time is it? 10 p.m. So yeah, do check those out. But just click your subscribe button and ding your bell, and then YouTube should notify you whenever we go live. Shall we have another round? Shall we have another round, everybody? I think we should. I think it's that time. There you go. It's in the chat now. So do please go ahead and I'm going to click this one on. Look, do please go ahead, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, if you want to be considered and have your name in the hat for a free reading. If you want to guarantee your place, then do please send it as a super chat. Any amount guarantees your place. £6 or $8 or above will get you a longer, more detailed reading. But go ahead and do one of those two things. Either way, in case you didn't hear it, here is a handy dandy recap. Okay, right then, let me just turn this banner off, and we've got Nida. Nida. Did Nida ask a question? Hang on. I'm on the wrong page. There we go. Yep. Oh, I've got yours there. There you are, my darling. Everybody who isn't Nida, do me a favor, select and copy your question and get ready to pop it in on the next round. Right then, Nida, let me hit the star button so I don't lose it and go onto that screen. There we go. So then, nope, hang on. I need to do this first. I keep pressing the wrong button in the wrong order. So then your reading is going to come up in 15 seconds, my darling. Don't go anywhere. Okay, there we go. That's slightly off center, but I'm not moving it. If I keep moving the camera, then it will go weird. Anyway, right, let's have a look. I'm going to move my can of Dr. Pepper out the way. Dr. Pepper Zero, look, zero. I'm going to move that out the way because no one needs to see that sat on the desk. I say that, and then I've just showed you all it, and I'm clever. Right, if your name isn't Nida, please do it. Go ahead and select and copy your question and get ready for the next round, okay? Right then. So then, Wispy Nida wants to know, or Nada wants to know, what to expect for the last months of 2024 in personal aspects. So, does that mean in your love life? We'll see. It's a bit general for a 3 card, but we'll see what it says. What are we looking at? October, November, December. Right. So Wispy, we'll do a card per month, okay, and then a general oracle, a card per month. So what is the rest of October going to look like? And then November and then December. Okay, that's what we'll do. So then, here we go. I'm putting your music back on, Wispy. So the end of October, the whole of November and December. Okay, right. Do not, right. Okay, hold on. I should record this, shouldn't I, and have it on a video button. So listen, you've had the death card appear, right? This does not mean anybody is going to die in December. It does not mean that, okay? The death card simply means an ending. So it's an end of a chapter of your life. It could be that this is I don't know, it could be anything that's ending. Could be a job, could be a relationship, could be a friendship, could be someone that's been a pain in your bum all year. It could be anything, but there's an ending happening. Now, as I said before for that last reading, an ending is important because this is about a transformation. The death card is actually related more to transformation, transformative energy, than it is something decaying and rotting and going away. So it's actually a positive card within the suit, because at the time that the tarot cards were written, death was seen as being just a transition, and that really is backed up now. So this really is an ending of a chapter. Okay, it's not an ending of a life or the ending of anything else. It is simply one chapter closes as another one opens. That is what this card is talking about. The tarot deck I used for the longest time for public readings, I think I had it for about 18 years. That deck renamed the death card Transformation for that reason, and that was printed on the cards. So do not panic that this card comes up. It happens every single time the death card comes up. People will say, oh, did you get a reading from Lisa? Oh, I did, yeah. What happened? Oh, I don't remember, but the death card came up, so I'm sure someone's going to die. And no matter how many times it doesn't mean that, people still think it does. Okay, so just to rest assured, I know that we've then got coffin shaped things for the oracle cards, but that's a Halloween thing rather than anything else. It doesn't mean anybody is passing. Okay, so hopefully just take that to heart in the reading. Right then, now I've said all of that, let's have a look. So for the rest of October, I think there's some decisions that you need to make, my darling. I think there's something that hasn't quite finished yet. There's something that you're still working out what you want to do for the rest of the year. Now, this is the 7 of Pentacles. 7s are about tough choices. Okay. Pentacles is work, career, finances, but it's also something that you have worked on and nourished and grew. So it could be a work situation, could be a relationship, could be something where you are like, oh, I've put all this effort into something. Is it paying off? Do I need to cut my losses, or do I keep working and hope it gets better? So there is something here around those tough choices. Okay. In a 3-card reading, it's really difficult to see what those tough choices would need to be, if that makes sense. In the November, I nearly said in what you need to know, but November, we've got the 5 of Cups. Now, this suggests that whatever this decision is for October, that you've got some really mixed feelings about it, because the 5 of Cups, you can see it's raining. This person is sad, right? I know they look like a clown, but that's the art style for this deck, right? But you can see they look sad. They're looking down. They've got these 3 goblets of wine that they have. Oh no, I have spilt them. Oh no, they have fallen over. So that looks really sad. And this person's really unhappy that they've knocked over. I mean, why you would leave goblets of wine sitting on the ground, I don't know. But, you know, they have done. And now they're really upset. They don't realize that there are still 2 full goblets of wine stood behind them. So they're looking at this loss thinking, oh no, everything's gone wrong, without thinking, oh, but actually, good job I saved some, innit? Good job I put some around the back that nobody could see. And that is what the card represents. It represents the fact that, and I know it's reversed, but when I'm looking at just a month, it gets a bit, reversals make it a little bit odd, and I'll explain why. Because this is the energy that the card is giving, right? Is that idea of there is a silver lining to the clouds. I know in this case you can't, they could have put like a grey on the clouds, couldn't they? Like a silver lining. But what this is literally saying is, look, everything is not lost. However, whatever this tough decision is that you have to make in October, everything is not lost. There is still hope. There is still, you know, it might take a step back before taking a step forward, but you are going to get through whatever is going on. November's, you're going to get through it. You just need to remember that. And it does feel like whatever this decision is going to weigh heavy on you for the rest of the year, because I do think that this decision, this thing that you're struggling with, I think this is going to be the thing that defines your year. Because I do think that whatever happens now, whatever you decide now, I don't think it's going to end. I think it won't end until right at the end of the year. And then there's that shift. And it's almost like you're waiting until the new year to change things up and make things better for yourself. But you don't ever have to wait until the new year. You can always start things on the 1st of the month, or you could start things on the 9th of the month, or the 12th, whatever. A new day is enough to make a new start. And if you can't make a new start first thing in the morning, make a new start in the afternoon. I go to a weight loss group. I know you wouldn't think it to look at it, but I do. And we always say, if you fall off plan and you have, you know, great big fat burger and loads of chips because you're out with your mates, and, you know, you have a couple of glasses of wine and you just go, oh, sod it, I'm just going to eat that. That's 1 meal out of 21 meals in a week, right? Get back on the very next day. That's what Slimming World says. And this is where, again, whatever this decision is, it feels like for some reason you want to hold off till the end of the year, then make that transformation, then use that new year energy to kickstart 2025 for you. But you could do this at any point, my darling. It doesn't have to be right at the end of the year, but it does feel like December's going to be that major transformation month for you. So then let me grab you a oracle card. So then, Wispy, we want to know overall, what do the next 3 months bring? Battles. So I do think there's going to be, whatever this decision is, I think there's going to be a lot of tough choices ahead of you, my darling. A lot of tough choices for you to be able to feel comfortable with the decisions that you made. It feels like the decision's already made, but again, with this card, it's almost like you're second guessing yourself. Have I done the right thing? Have I really made that right choice? And I think that battle is going to be the thing that's going to define this last quarter of the year. I think you really need to basically, how can I put it? I think you need to trust your instinct, right? Trust your instinct. Whatever this decision is, trust it. And right, hang on. Wispy's just given me a note. So trust it, but don't be a slave to it, right? So what I'm saying by that is, because we've got battles, if if you are, and say if this is in regards to a relationship, right? I tell you what, say if it's in regard to a friend who's been a bitch, right? But she's been a friend for a long time, but she's been bitchy for the last year and a half, 2 years, whatever, right? So say it's that. Let's just pretend it's that. And you're now thinking, do you know what? I don't really want Brenda in my life anymore because she's such a bitch now. This decision could be you cutting Brenda out. Don't feel that you have to stick to that, religiously, because you made that choice. Because it could be that actually you learn something about why she's been acting that way. Thank you, Rufus. Thank you. Oh, watch your hand. Thank you. Oh, I just got a lovely cup of coffee brought to me. I'm so lucky. I'm so spoiled. Thank you, love. So it could be, as I was saying, that maybe Brenda's going through a really rough patch herself, and that's why she's been a bitch. So you can always revisit that decision, is what I'm saying, right? Go with your gut instinct, but don't be a slave to that choice. Don't. If you decide to change job, if you decide to change partner, if you decide to change friend, whatever the big decisions are in life, don't be afraid to admit that actually maybe I do like that job, or I do like that person, or I do like that friend, or whatever it is. All right. Hope that helps. I don't know if it did, but I hope that helps, my darling. But follow your gut. Follow your gut. It feels like there's a lot of, it feels like this is certainly in December is big change energy in December. So yeah, I hope that helps. And you'll have to let us know week by week and month by month how things pan out for you, my darling. But honestly, it feels like December is going to be the final throw, if you like, the final battle with whatever the decision is that you're wrestling with now. So I hope that helps. Right, let me come off of this screen to put that back up there and go into the chat. That one and that one. That's true. I have a thought decision regarding work that needs to be made. Okay, my darling. Well, it feels like, listen, don't let you make all your own decisions about your own life, right? So don't let this sway you either way. But if you are looking at a major career change and you're already thinking along those lines, first of all, right, this is advice to everybody. If you're looking for a career change, please make sure that you are jumping into something, right? Don't quit your job hoping you'll get another one. Make sure you got one lined up for first. Cost of living crisis is a real thing. Let's not have all of us starving to death because we jumped before we were ready to, right? However, if you've got a new job lined up and you're ready to go, my darling, you absolutely go for it. Absolutely go for it. Good luck. I hope whatever decision it is, it did definitely. I've said it the first time, and now again, everything you said resonates. Oh, my darling, thank you so much. That does mean a lot. It really does. Good evening, Ed. I hope you're well. How are we doing this evening? I'm doing really well. The internet is working. Yay! Shh. Touch wood. I never said that. Nobody said that. Shush, 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 shush. Patricia, good luck with your decision, Nada. You will make the right choice and transform your life. Absolutely. Massive transformation coming your way, my darling. You had a mucky mackies. You had a McDonald's on the way home and you got a chocolate milkshake. Okay. Okay. 1 billion calories, but that's good. That's good. That's good. You'll be swinging your Viking sword and shield around, getting that off in no time at all. You've got a cold. Oh no, Holland. Oh no. That's that's pretty bad. Do you know what though? Right, I haven't had a cold this year yet. Touch wood again. Touch wood. Touch wood. Touch wood. But what day is it today? Tuesday. Yesterday. From Sunday evening, I said to Rufus, like late Sunday, when I went to bed, I said, is it me or is it cold? And he went, it's not cold. Now, bearing in mind, he doesn't feel the cold. Bearing in mind, it has to be like snowing outside before he even puts on jogging bottoms apart from shorts. He wears shorts year round. So I'm going, I feel a bit chilly. I said to the computerized device thing, I went, Alexa, computer, what's the temperature? And it went, in Leeds, it's 12 degrees. I said, that can't be right. It is. So I then went to bed on Sunday night, shivered, wrapped up so tightly in a duvet, shivered the whole night, slept all the way through Monday, again, shivering, saying to him, I'm bloody freezing. I'm so cold. Freezing. And then I said to him got up in the evening. I said to him last evening, I said, is it, have I done this before? Is it me or is this fibro or something? I said, I don't think I've been like this before. I said, it must be the jab. And he went, oh, no. He said, this is about the 4th time that when your fibro's played up that you've had a session like this. And I went, the 4th time? He went, yeah, at least. He said, it's quite normal now. I was like, is it? I don't remember any of that. Fibro. So I thought I was coming down with something. But today I'm absolutely fine. The voice is a little bit croaky, but absolutely fine. No cold, no breathing fine, no nothing. But yeah, so I don't have a cold. Hurrah! I know that really that really helps you, doesn't it, Holland? That really helps you where you go, great. At least Lisa hasn't got a cold when you're like, I need some tissue. My toes is still. Yeah, all of the above. Right, shall we have another round? I think we should have another round. Also, can I just say, right, this month's Witch Casket box was bloody amazing. Like really good. Like really good. Like really good. Surprisingly good. Go and have a look at my review if you want to see everything that was in it. But these cards are really good. Anyway, let's have another round. I know. Oh, the weirdness of fibro. Do you know what? I am just beginning to understand how life-altering fibromyalgia is. I am just beginning to understand and how it is like in Stranger Things, where you got the roots that go through everything. Just how much it is impacting my entire body. Bonkers. You don't feel the cold either. Your bedroom window is actually rusted open. But this was it, you see. Duvet up to here and the fan on, because I like my face to be cool at night time. So a fan on my face, shivering from the neck down. Random. Anyway, go on. Let's do it. We'll have the round. It is time. Let's open up those doors again. What? Yeah. Okay. We're opening up the doors now. Let's open the doors and windows. Let some fresh air through and let's have another free round. If you would like a tarot reading, please do go ahead and pop your question to that there comment section. No, that there chat. The live chat, not the comments. And do please pop your question in there, starting with the word question. That's really important. Start it with the word question, and then your name will be in the hat to get a free reading. If you don't want to wait and you don't want to gamble on a free reading, you can always send it through as a super chat. That is also just down in the comment section. There's a little like banknote emoji icon-y type thing. If you click there, it will let you send it through as a super chat. Any amount gets you on the list, and that will get you next. If you donate more than $8, that will get you a longer reading. Either way, in case you need that repeating, here's a handy dandy little video recap. Okay, Loo-hoo. Loo-hoo. I don't know what my voice did there. I do apologize. Loo-hoo. Loo. Why can't I say that without it sounding like I'm going, yoo-hoo? God. Lou, your question is up. Let me find your question first. That would help. What am I trying to do? I need to turn off the banner, then I need to go into the comments screen and find Lou. That's not a question. Oh, there's a question. I've got it. Sorry, I got confused. But I agree with you. I was also considering cancelling and swapping over for Witchbox or something else, but actually I'm probably going to hang in there now and see what it's like, and see if they do a sneaky the beginning of next year we'll have some more free gift things that come every month, you know, like we had the talismans. That'll be interesting. Right, let me find your question again. There it is. Hit the star button, go into that screen. Right then, my darling, let's have a look. So, as always, we are going to swap over the doodah, and your reading will be up in, let's go for 7 seconds this time. Are you ready? Now. Oh, almost made it. Almost made it. Looks like we made it. Here we go. Was that Shania Twain I was just singing? I think it was. The joys of ADHD brain. Oh, I think it's also a tang of hunger kicking in now. I can smell. I've made dinner tonight. We've got pumpkin-based spaghetti bolognese. But so instead of tomatoes, because I can't have tomatoes, I made a pumpkin soup. So instead of the passata, I've got a rich pumpkin soup with lots and lots of Italian herbs in, instead of in the passata. Right then, so Wispy, my darling, Lou Who would like to know a general reading for the next few weeks. Okay, my darling, let's have a look. Right then. Let's see. So yeah, we've been calling it spaghetti butternose because I've used a butternut squash soup as the base instead of the passata. But I've run out of butternut, so we bought a pumpkin, so I just bunged that in the soup maker instead. Right, let's have a look. So, Lou, you also get a straight to camera warning. Are you ready? Hello, Lou. This does not mean what it says on the tin, right? You've got the devil card. Now, this is not Satan, Lucifer, Old Nick, the fallen one, any of that, right? This is not referencing that character. It's using the ideography. It's using the archetype of that character. It isn't referencing the actual biblical Satan, Lucifer, evil doer, right? So when it's like the devil, these are the only two cards I have to do this sort of face-to-face thing with, because again, it's one of those cards that people will say, oh, I got a reading from Lisa, but oh my god, the devil came up, I don't know what's going to happen. It's not about that. Okay, the devil in tarot represents a lot of other things. So it can represent the devil being in the details. It can represent even marriage, because the card traditionally has two people we haven't got it in this version, but traditionally has two people chained to the central pillar, which is like the idea of chaining two people for life in a binding contract of marriage. So that is what the card represents. Okay, this is not old Scratch, old Nick, you know, that character coming in. It's not demons and devils coming for you. Okay, hopefully that makes sense now. It is just a characterization of an archetype. So let me change the camera back. Okay, so we've got, again, I don't think this is quite going to lead up to the end of the year, but possibly we're looking at certainly for the next couple of weeks with each card. We've got the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is really interesting because it's a juggling. It's kind of looking for attention and juggling things and having a lot of stuff going on, but it's also the twos represent the coming together. So it could be two people, a work partnership, a work friendship, or it could be some sort of financial connection with somebody else is coming your way. The thing about the Two of Pentacles, generally speaking, it's an upbeat card. It's got quite a nice positive vibe about it. Do you know what I mean? Some cards are kind of a bit on the meh. This is a bit of the and it's always quite a positive card in the majority of traditional base decks, because again we've got that element. You've got the yin and yang symbol, sort of. It is, but it's been a bit skewed in this one. But you've got the yin yang, not yin yang, sorry, the infinity symbol skewed here. But we've also got the rainbow. We've got cartoon clouds. I mean, what else do you want? Do you know what I mean? It's upbeat. The two, as I say, is not just people coming together in the workplace. It's also anything that takes effort. So it could be if there's a relationship that you are going to counseling for, perhaps. Again, that'll be where that work element comes in. It could be that this is somebody that you are studying with or learning with. That study element could come in there. But it feels very much like this is over the next few weeks, that it feels like there is this energy coming in where you're going to almost get a study buddy, if that makes sense. The devil card then comes in. Now it is reversed. Now the devil, as I say, represents things like materialism. So coming straight after the two, with this devil card being here, it's almost like you need to be very, very, very careful about the details of any financial contract or any financial commitment that you lay out. Be very, very certain that it's like, you know, this time of year you get all the swap your credit card over to us and don't pay any interest for the first 6 months, and you go, oh, that's a good deal just before Christmas, and you swap it over and you don't read in the small print, it says on 6 months and 1 day your interest rate will be 50,000%. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't put that on the advert. So things like that you want to look out for. The minutiae of contracts, the details, because again the devil is in the details. Anything there that is relating to finances or relating to your potential career, that's what you want to double check. So if there is anything, you know, if there is a work issue you're going through, if you have a tribunal or anything happening along those lines with work, then again, absolutely double check all of the contracts, double check all of the clauses, like ad infinitum. Make sure that that is every single I is dotted, every single T is crossed, and that clause 1A doesn't kick in if clause 74B is enabled. All of that, right? Do all of that, because I think this is going into November. This will be by the end of November. We've got the Tower reverse, or it could even be sooner than that. We've got the Tower reverse. Now, the Tower is a card that in a lot of ways is actually scarier than the devil card in the tarot, because what the Tower represents is something that you have worked for, something that you have built and you are proud of, something you have taken pride and joy in being taken from you. So literally having the roots ripped out, having that carpet pulled from under your feet, having the foundations fail. And you can see we've got this, in this case it's being struck by lightning, the tower normally is struck by lightning, and the fire is raging, and these two people are jumping out to their safety. And the tower card normally represents a massive upheaval of the status quo, and I think that I actually think these three cards are quite linked, and I think whatever this situation is, you need to be really careful with this devil card element. Whatever is coming up, whatever you have to sign, anything that you're putting your name to in the next few weeks, or the next even till 2025 and beyond, right? Anything that you are signing up for, double check that you get that text message that says, oh, you know, you missed a parcel from whoever. Double check that's an actual text message. You get a message from claiming to be from your bank. Double check. Do not do anything at all without double checking it, the veracity and the trustworthiness and the truth of a message or a contract, because I do think both of these cards coming after this, I think you need to be really careful, because it's almost like whoever the other person is in this situation could be out to get you. They are a clown, they are a court jester. Could this be a scam? Question mark, question mark, question mark. That should be the question you ask yourself for the rest of the year and beyond. Could this be a scam? Could this be a scam? You know, you've signed up for a charitable run, but in order for you to do it, you've got to raise £2,000, and if you don't do it, blah blah blah. Have you know all of these provisos? Double check everything, my darling, because as I always say, like, this may be in play. This is showing you where you are heading without this reading, without this advice, without God. I almost sounded like bloody Trump then for a second. I was going to say, you know, this is, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. No, this is where you are headed if you don't take the heed of the cards, if that makes sense. It's not that this is locked in, right? This is not locked in. This is why whenever we say terrorist for entertainment purposes, but you do make all your own decisions about your own life, because this can change. This is not yet locked in. And I think by being aware of whoever this person is, and very, very, very diligently making sure that the contracts go in your favor, I think that is going to keep you in good stead. I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really do. But thank you ever so much for your question. And yeah, very best of luck. Very best of luck. You're going to need to stay on your toes in terms of the financials, right? Why I was about to say, why haven't I got that screen? Because you're not on the right screen, Lisa. That'll be the reason why. There we go. Right. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, they are. Ed, they are. Pumpkins are so easy. Pumpkins are so easy. You just treat it like a big butternut squash. Oh, Lou, I didn't do you a thingy pull. Hang on a second. Here we go. Your oracle pull is, what does that say? Endings as well. Be careful. Be careful. That tower card, I don't like the way that tower card is sitting. Be careful, my darling. Be careful. Really, really, really be careful. Right, let me, what was I saying? I was looking in the doodah, wasn't I? Pumpkin, listen, treat a pumpkin like a big butternut squash, okay? If there are different types of pumpkins, right? So some are grown for carving, and some are grown for eating, and some are ornamental. The little baby ones are generally ornamental only. They're not edible. They're not for eating. The normal pumpkins, how we were talking about it in Slimming World today, the ones that are slightly more expensive for the same size, they tend to be the edible ones, right? The ones that are better. So when you cut them, they've got a thicker bit of flesh on it. They've got the rind, the skin, and then there's a thicker bit of flesh, and then you've got the seeds. Whereas the ones that are grown for carving have the skin, a little piece of rind and lots of seeds, because the idea is that that wall is thinner for carving. But we for the last 4 or 5 years, we get pumpkins all the time at this time of year. And in fact, from November to December, we will go and pick up cheap pumpkins when they've got them reduced in Sainsbury's and everything else, because we absolutely love them. Pumpkin soup, pumpkin pie is another good one, but generally most pumpkin pie recipes you add a whole bucket load of sugar. I chop it, bit of garlic fry on it, bit of salt, bit of pepper, stick it in the air fryer, and it comes up like butternut squash or like any other squash. Absolutely lovely, really, really good. Right, let's look. Oh, right, okay, that makes perfect sense then. So that's everything I just said. So be prepared then, Lou, with that endings card coming up as your oracle. Be prepared to maybe look for something else early. Like, by all means, assume that your contract will be advertised, and that you will, you know, it may well continue with you in it. Work, keep that in the back of your mind, but also have a fallback position, and also like make sure that, how can I put it? Make sure that if it doesn't, and you don't get the position, that you have something, you know, in your back pocket is basically what I'm trying to say. Oh, he makes a good cup of coffee, my husband. He really does. Oh, he really does. Oh, I love pumpkin at this time of year. Oh yeah, try, absolutely. You are the pie itself, just a sweet pastry recipe, a sweet pastry base, the same as you would any other pie, apple pie or whatever. And then you use the pumpkin filling. So it needs to be, if you're using actual pumpkin, you have to like blend it. So little tiny bit of water, you cook it off, tiny bit of water, and blend it so that it goes, you can steam it, and you can also like boil it so it goes like a Swede, so it gets quite sort of like a you know, when you mash a Swede, so it goes like that basically. And then put a load of sweetener, and also then seasonal herbs, so some cinnamon, some nutmeg, all of that in, and put that into your base. Oh, and then put a topping on top. Oh, it's nice. I can't have any of that anymore. I can't have the sugar. I can't have the pie base, and but I can have the pumpkin. So, you know. Good evening to. Oh, hang on. Pumpkin fritters, sliced, baked in the oven with cinnamon and sugar. Oh, yep. All that as well. Yep, pumpkin stew. That sounds good as wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it does sound good. Good evening, Iman. Iman, I hope you're well. Right, let's have another round. Let's stop talking about pumpkins. Ed's now put pumpkins in the blooming chat. That is very true. That is very true. I like that. I can't say that on the doodah, but that is very true. Oh, maybe chuckle. Right, let's have another round. Before we have another round, though, talking about Halloweeny things, because pumpkins are Halloweeny things. I've got, listen, you all know, right? You all know that the moderators on this channel are all amazing. Like, they're all just wonderful human beings. Apart from Ed, who puts things in the chat to try and take me off topic. I'm surprised he hasn't put pumpkin songs on or whatever. But one of our moderators is called Neil, and Neil writes a fanzine all about horror magazine and all about horror films, right? So if you like this time of year, because it's acceptable to stay up watching Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, parts 1 to 5 in a row, back to back, and then do the same with all the, I wouldn't go much further than that because the others are a bit rubbish, but you know, and also, and don't watch the reboot because it's crap. But you like your horror films, then totally 100% I recommend this because remember, horror is not just for Halloween.
Legend has it that it was written by the Dark Ones.
It is coming. Necronomicon. Strange tales of the supernatural and the unearthly when the fabled Necronomicon unleashes its ancient secrets.
The secrets of the Necronomicon do not come cheap.
Necronomicon.
What's in the basket? Easter eggs?
What's in the basket? Easter eggs? Of course. What else would be in your basket? Totally recommend Necronomicon. Neil covers all of the old schlocky horror films like Reanimator and Basket Case that I used in the advert there, but also like the modern ones as well. So do check that out. I know it's not really tarot related, but you know, it's very, very cool. It's very, very cool. Anyway, let's have a round. Shall we play a round? That sounded better in my... Shall we play a round? Let's play a round. Oh gosh. Right, go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question to get yourself in with a free round. Or send it as a super chat if you want to guarantee your place on the in the roster. You want to guarantee that your place is up next. Okay, so if you want to be in with a chance for a free reading, then do please put it into the live chat, starting with the word question. Go ahead and do that just about now. You've got 30 seconds while the handy dandy recap video plays, so get your questions in now. Okay, Charmaine. Oh, Charmaine. I went to school with somebody called Charmaine. I bet you're not the same person, though. Hang on. Oh, I've lost myself. I'm on a wrong screen. There we go. Into the chat. Thanks, Ed. Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks. He's a sod. It's a good job he's such a good bloke. I know he's taking the mickey, innit? What a sod. A question. Could I please get a reading about your finances? Absolutely, my darling. I will have a look at that for you. So your reading is coming up in 15 seconds, my love. 15 seconds.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Indeed. Oh my God, indeed. I remember that reading very well. It's because I don't have the chat on when I'm doing the readings, you see. So this has just become my standard now. I don't see what people are typing until afterwards. So because of that, cleansing your space. Because of that, when I then go in and read what people have said about the reading or how it affects them, that's when it's suddenly like, oh my God, actually what I said randomly that came out of my mouth, you've not just affirmed, but you've absolutely 100% backed up, and it was 100% right. Sometimes it surprises even me, even after 29 years of doing this. Right, Wispy, Charmaine is wanting to know, could I please get a reading about finances? So we want to look at Charmaine's finances, please. Well, we're not the IRS, but you know what I mean. Charmaine wants to know about their finances. So let's see, Charmaine. Let's have a look. So I'm not counting that as a card that jumped because I don't know how long that's been in the deck reversed for. So Wispy, if you want the whatever that card was to appear, then you're going to have to make it jump again. Okay, so if you want a card to act as a clarifier or modifying card, you're going to have to make it jump again, because I think that was just... Oh, there's a different... No, there's multiples. That doesn't count, Wispy. Sorry, my friend. Right, let's have a look for you, Charmaine. Oh, for those of you who are witchy-minded, by the way, do check out www.thewitchesrow.co.uk. I'm about to go for a marathon filming session. I've got 9 videos to make about candle magic, so that's going to be fascinating. If you, well, say fascinating, but it's going to be a big old slog of videos. Say again, love. Oh, so right, my darling, first of all, what have we got? So we're where you are, what you need to know, and what the future potential outcome could be. So where you are right now, the Ace of Swords reversed. My darling, what has happened? Something has happened recently that has it's come out of left field, and it's a complete challenge, a complete hurdle, a complete obstacle out of the blue. So it's almost like either there's been a surprise bill, surprise tax bill, surprise, you know, decrease in wages or decrease in income. Something has happened, because the reason I'm saying it is that aces are new starts, new beginnings, but swords is your challenges. Swords are your obstacles, your hurdles. This is the difficult things in life that we get through, and afterwards we go, oh, I'd never want to go through that again, but I learned the hard way, right? That is what the swords represent. But this is reverse, which means it's come out of the blue. And it's really come out of left field, and it's something that, you know, it's like you weren't expecting this to happen. So it's not like you've been, you know, buying lots of, I don't know, expensive handbags on credit cards, right? It's not that you've been doing that and then going, oh, I've got 15 Birkin bags now, and my 25 credit cards are now completely maxed out, and oops, now I can't pay them back and the bank wants to take me to court. It's not like that, where you had any awareness. It's like something has happened where you know, it's like, oh, actually you're, you know, you've been romance scammed or something. There's a, whatever it is, it's not good, right? And whatever this is, whatever happened financially, it's going to take some getting over, because I think this is a big hurdle, bigger than you're expecting, possibly bigger than you're aware of right now, but it's something that is going to have a lasting impact. The reason I'm saying that, my darling, is because in the what you need to know, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles is work, career, finances. It's also growth, as I always say, because it's that earth energy elemental. But it's reversed in this situation, which is telling me either there's a teenager involved directly. So either, you know, you might have a teenage child who has taken your card and gone off and spent on it, or has, you know, crashed your new Maserati, or whatever's happened. They are responsible for this financial loss, or this is a financial situation that is going to be running away at full pelt, right? Because it's reversed. It's that thank you, Wispy. It's that rebellious energy that comes in with the Knights, and it's something that's going to have it's going to have a longer term impact, right? Whatever's happened, it's almost like it's happened, but this is like the aftershocks. Does that make sense? Because it feels like the aftershocks are going to be worse than whatever happened in the first place. Because we've also got the Fool. Now, the Fool doesn't say that you are being foolish, right? Even when it's reversed like it is here. It's not talking about you being a fool, you being an idiot, or being foolish. It's talking about starting over and literally the major arcana in the tarot deck, all of the named cards are the Fool's journey through the deck. So we've got things like the Magician, the Hierophant, the Devil card, the Death card that came up earlier as well, and things like, you know, the Tower. The Fool goes to each of these cards and experience an aspects of life that they grow from, and then move to the next card. So the Fool itself is starting, it's the 0 card in the deck, so it's neither good nor positive, and it starts afresh on a journey. When it comes up like this in a reverse position in your future, I think it kind of does have a bit of a negative impact, because it's kind of saying you're going to have to go back and start right at the very beginning, right? So whatever financially, whatever you're going through now, it's like you're going to have to completely reset. I know somebody who I did a reading for, and they were having some gambling issues, and basically they were addicted to gambling. And I was saying to them that, you know, what Gamblers Anonymous recommend is that you have a trusted person, a partner or a family member, who takes over your finances, who basically gives you effectively pocket money every day for, you know, your lunch, and that's that. You get £5 for a meal deal from the supermarket. You spend over that £5. Well, you can't, because you've only got £5 and you don't have a credit card, you don't have a bank card, and it's that sort of starting over at the very, very beginning that sometimes is necessary to move forward financially. But because this is reversed, I don't think it's something that you're going to be wanting to do, and it feels very much like it feels like your situation is potentially going to get worse before it does get better, my darling. So just keep an eye on what's happening, whatever this is, whatever caused this, right? The ripples are still going on. So if there's anything that you can do, if there's anything that you can do to try and improve your situation or get to the bottom of this, then please do. Speak to a financial advisor, speak to the Citizens Advice Bureau or a charity or whoever. Try and get some financial advice, because there's things like, I know in the UK, if you are so far behind with bills that you're about to be kicked out, if you're like so far behind in rent and you're about to be kicked out, there are things you can do, and you can kind of do some sort of voluntary agreement with the landlord to try and, you know, so that they get something and you can keep your house and blah blah blah. There's various things like that you can put into place where you've got voluntary agreements. I know, again, a friend of mine had a mortgage and was struggling to pay their mortgage, and managed to get an interest only sort of deal for a year to help them get back on their feet without them losing the house. So there are things that banks and building societies and lenders can all do, but again, the only people that know all the ins and outs of that are financial advisors, or, you know, the financial people at charities that can help out. So do please get some legal advice. I think you're going to need it. It does feel with these 3 cards like it's going to get choppy. I'll pull you the intuitive oracle card as well from Witch Casket. These are coffin shaped, but it doesn't mean anything. They're just Halloweeny based. So let's have a look. We've got empathy, my darling. So seek, I think this is saying seek out empathy, ask for support, ask for help, ask for people, speak to people that understand your situation. Okay. And listen, if gambling is one of the factors in finances, then please know that Gamblers Anonymous and Gamanon are very, very supportive. As somebody who used to go myself, I'm just throwing that out there just in case it hits. The same if anybody listening to this and watching this, you know, they're very, very good at what they do. But empathy would say find the people that can help you, and don't be too proud. Ask for that help. Ask for those empathetic listeners and those empathic people that will be able to help you out in that situation. I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really, really do. And but that is going to be your question for today. Let me swap over to the chat. Right, I'm looking for Orange C. Yeah, thanks for that. Oh no, both your parents have taken ill, so added expenses. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, my darling. I'm so sorry to hear that. It really doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like the financial element is going to get cleared soon. Try and get some help. Speak to I imagine then that you are somewhere where there isn't a freer access medical sort of health system like we've got here in the UK. So all I can say, my darling, is again, speak to charities, speak to hospitals, get ahead of the curve on things, because I think it's going to be needed. You're going to need to get ahead of the situation. But yeah, I hope that helps. Ed, I can't see this when I'm in the chat. Well, I'm not in the chat. But yeah. Oh, that's I like that, Patricia. I like that a lot. So if you don't know, everybody, Patricia is one of our moderators, but she's also Granny Witch. So because of that, she has an amazing sense of wisdom and also an amazing sense of divination in and of herself. So yeah, she says that you'll ride this wave and wave goodbye to it. So fingers crossed, my darling, but do try and get ahead. But fingers crossed. Look, Patricia thinks you're going to get through the other side. So very good luck to you, my darling. And I do hope that helps. Right then, just before we go on with another freebie, no, I've done it again. I keep pressing the wrong buttons on my screen, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't remember. Right, we're going to have another reading. So if you would like a reading, we will open. Oh, thank you, Holland. Yep, let's do this. Before we go any further, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ding your bell to get notified every time I do a video. As I say, I've got 9 videos for Candle Magic Color Correspondences to make this coming week. So they will start trickling out probably early next week. And they will all go live ASAP on the channel, because they are for something that I have been working on, which is called The Witch's Road. Yes, indeed. The Witch's Road is open. You can walk your path. Right then, let's do one of these. I hope you can hear that properly through the system, not just through the microphone. The last time that we had a power cut here, it absolutely messed the whole system up, and I wasn't even aware. And I'm going, pressed it. Oh, listen to that. And didn't realize nothing was playing. So hopefully you can hear that. But anyway, do go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Why have I got no banners? There we go. Everything's, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons, but not necessarily in all the wrong order. There we go. That's, I know, right? That's a misquote. But do go ahead, if you haven't already, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and you can get your name in the hat for a free reading. If, however, you want to guarantee that your reading is read, if you like, then please do send it through as a super chat. That will go through and come through. It comes on a different screen. It's already highlighted. I can read it. So that is makes it a lot easier for me. If you want a longer reading, you can get a reading of 6 or 7 cards or more by donating $8 or above. But anyway, either way, go ahead and do one of those things. I've got a 32-second video just to give you a bit of time to get those questions in. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, I hope I'm saying this correctly. Kushi. Let me take the banner off. Kushi, let me look in the comments. Kushi, right. Can you please help me? I'll try to, my darling. How is the energy of my twin flame counterpart currently? Twin flame counterpart, you're feeling some energy in between your heart. Right. Twin. Right. So, twin flame is a very controversial subject and concept, because it kind of implies that you are automatically going to be linked with another person, whether you choose to will it that way or not, and whether that person chooses to will it that way or not, and what happens if one of you passes away. What happens? There's a lot. Twin flame is a very I don't think I'll rephrase it. Right? I'll rephrase it. Because I'm not somebody who advocates for twin flame theory. I believe very, very firmly you have people that come into your life at various points of your life, teaching various things. And some people, I'm desperately trying not to sing the song from Wicked, but some people teach us a lot and some people teach us a little, and it varies person to person. I will try and do your reading. OAG, I've just seen your donation come in, so I will have a look at that in just a second after I've done Kushi's reading. So Kushi, my darling, I will go ahead and read for you coming up in about 17 seconds.
Turkish liras is about £5.85.
Fabulous. Right then, let me have a look. And why is this camera still on me? Hang on a second. I've just clicked on the other one. Don't mess up. Have I just disconnected this? I don't think so. Hang on. No, it's still showing up. Oh, it didn't like that at all. Did you see how long that took then? It took about a second for it to connect. That's very strange. Right. Okay. OAG, you're up after this, my darling. So let's cleanse the space and let's bring in Wispy. So then, Wispy, Kushi wants to know how is the person Sorry, Patricia, I've got no idea what that's in reference to, my darling. Wispy, the person that Kushi believes is their twin flame currently, what's the energy for Kushi? What is the energy back for Kushi? That's what we want to know. I'm just going to turn that one off, so there'll be no more super chats after OAG's one. So let's have a look. So what is Kushi's, the person Kushi likes, the person Kushi is romantically connected with, what are their feelings for Kushi? That's what we want to know. Right. Okay. Let's do your drop. There we go. Right, so let me have a look-see. Right, we've got the Four of Wands, where you are now. What you need to know, the Page of Swords and the Four of Cups coming in. There's not a lot of energy, my darling. So let me explain. Wands is security. It's your sense of self, your sense of how you see yourself, all of those lovely things, right? So it's all of your confidence, your self-esteem, self-image. The Four is very representative of stability. Okay, Four of Wands is particularly a time for pausing and taking a little bit of time within your feelings, within all of that confidence, because you get to pick the first harvest, right? So this crop here, in a lot of decks, this would be vines, grapevines, and you somehow make wine from the grapes immediately. There's like grape juice, and then they've got a glass and it's turned into wine by magic or something. I don't know. But in this card, you can see that it's actually just flowers that we're looking at, which makes a lot more sense. But this is a card of confidence and sort of friendship, rather than it being a card of romance. Okay, so it feels like this is it feels like there is a connection with the person that you believe you're romantically connected to. It does feel like there is a connection there, but I don't know whether it's friend zone, because the Wands is very much friend zone energy. Does that make sense? It's talking more about, helping each other and build each other up in a platonic way than it is a romantic energy. And in the what you need to know, we've got the Page of Swords coming in. Swords is trouble and strife. Swords is hurdles, obstacles, and this page is youthful energy, naive energy, childlike energy. And the fact that this is coming in reversed, I don't know whether, I don't know how old you are, my darling, but I don't know whether the person that you're thinking of, whether their friendship and their sort of connection with you, that you are possibly misreading as romantic. And if nothing's been said and nothing's been openly talked about, then it could be that actually it could be that actually they are interested in you as a friend, not as a romantic lover, and that you've slightly misconstrued or read between the lines of that connection, rather than it being that they are in love with you. Okay, it doesn't feel like they are in love with you, my darling. It feels very much like they are maybe more on the friend side of things. On the future possibilities, on the future position, we've got the Four of Cups. Now, this is on the romantic suit, but again, this is not suggesting there is romance on the way, because again, we've got that stability coming in on the Four. And if you look, this person looks thoroughly bored. They are not interested at all. There is a goblet here. They are quite happy with the 3 cups they've got. They don't necessarily want the 4th. They're not interested. The Raven's looking, but this person's just like, meh, not really very happy, not really thinking about that connection. So this is literally saying to me, my darling, that the person you think is your twin flame is more a friend than a lover, and is more how can I put it? Yeah, more of a friend than a lover. And I think that they are somebody who probably will be very close to you in a lot of ways, but not romantically. I don't think there's a romantic connection there, my darling. Let me very quickly pull you a intuitive insights oracle and see what the wee little coffins have to say. Let's have a look. We've got focus. So focus, and then we've got the bow and arrow, which is interesting because for me, this is like Cupid's bow and arrow. Immediately my brain went Cupid. So I think there is an element here where you need to focus on somebody that is going to love you in that way, right? Whoever this person is at the moment, they're there as a friend. And again, this is why I think twin flame theory can be really, really dangerous, because you could absolutely like rave over someone that is only in your life as a friend. Does that make sense? And you could hold all sorts of candles for them and all sorts of, delay any relationship because you think this person's gonna be there as a romantic partner, when actually that's just not what they're here for. So again, I think that absolutely, this is saying focus on your heart and finding love that is actually going to love you back, because it certainly doesn't feel like this so-called twin flame connection is happening here. I hope that helps, my darling. I really, 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 really do. But thank you ever so much for your question. I'm sorry that it isn't the information that you were probably hoping for, but I can say, oh yes, there's going to be marriage and 15 kids and you're going to live a wonderful life full of bliss and financial wealth and all of that. But thank you ever so much, my darling. I do hope that at least helps. Right then, let's have a look in that chat. I've got one more reading to do. Oh, I've also got to do the with your permission, OAG, I've got to do a competition poll. So Kushi, first of all, let me have a look in the chat at Kushi. Where was your true? Good evening, Lynette. I hope you're well. You got your 5 month, green sticker. Woohoo! Yay! Lynette has been a member for 5 months. That means next month you get the new color. Oh, that's so cool. Belinda Jane Harris, you were unsubbed. This is what YouTube. I said it earlier. YouTube is doing this to small channels and big channels as well. It really is. Oh, my darling, I'm so sorry, but I'm glad it resonates. But I'm so sorry that it's accurate, if that makes sense. Good evening, Jessica. I hope you're well. Oh, it is. It's annoying. It's very annoying from a creator standpoint as well. Oh, it is accurate. again, I'm sorry to hear that it's accurate, but at least you can move forward now. No, we wouldn't chuck you out, Belinda. We wouldn't chuck you out, my darling. Ellis is here as well. Gosh, hello, Ellis. That's a bit late tonight, my darling, but I hope you're well. OAG, yep, your reading is coming up. Oh, thank you, my darling. I'm an amazing reader. I pick correct energy. Listen, it's not me. It is Wispy. It is my air elemental dragon. I'll put the link in the chat to the podcast episode all about Wispy and what he is and where he's come from and all of that. So yeah, absolutely. Right then, give me 1 second. I have to go into the where was it? The I'm on. Where's the blooming? Oh, I've got it. Right. Let me go into the comments section on a previous video. And what was it? It was the broom or the pentagram. Right. So, not that one. Right then. So, I believe. Can I do it from here? Yeah, thank you, Holland. I will do OAG's reading after this. I just need to find where I do the doodah. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Right then, so I am on the. Hang on, if I share my page. Let me just make sure that's not showing anything that it shouldn't. Nope. Right then. So I have 2 jewelry items from the Coven box that I am giving away, and this meant to be pulled on Tuesday, but unfortunately the internet was playing up, so I wasn't able to do it then. Share. Right then, here we go. So you can see the comments. Hang on. Newest top. I don't know which makes it fairer. Are any held for review? No, none are held for review. So I've oh gosh, right. Sorry everybody. Bear with. I know, Ed, I know. Hang on. I'm having all sorts of issues. This should have been. I should have said I'll do this on another stream, but there we go. Right. So, I've got all of the comments that are here, and I have my eyes closed. I don't know whether you can see that, but I have, and I'm clicking on this comment, which is Nanette. Nanette. Hello, my darling. Nanette, you've won one of the jewelry pieces. Was it the broom that you were wanting with the little black cat on, or was it the pentagram? Let This should not have been doing this. This should not have been doing this. I'm so sorry, everybody. The internet is absolutely playing up. I've got no idea why, because we've reset everything and it's been good. No sound. Have I got no sound? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Please tell me you can hear me. I don't know what is happening. Right, you can hear me now. So, Nanette, you got the broom. So it's this is getting really it keeps freezing for me here too, Ellis. I'm so sorry. But Nanette's got the broom, and then I've got one more to pull on that one, and then I will do OAG's reading. Mods, if you need to go, please feel free to head on off. I will go over time by however long I need to go over time for to get this one done. Right then, so I'm in the comments again. So I can't highlight it. Crystal Rose. Right. It's been fine all stream. What is happening at 9 o'clock that everything is going tits up? Right, OAG, let's get your final reading. Let's get your reading in, my darling. What's your question, OAG? OAG, what question have you got, my darling? I don't know what your question is, my darling. You just say, can I get a message? Well, just a general reading. Are you talking about just a general tarot reading? I think that's probably what you mean. You don't have a question, so just a general reading. Is that what you mean, my darling? I hope that's what you're wanting, seeing as you paid for it. A general one, that's fine. Okay, my darling, no problem at all. Okay, my darling, let me have a look. I'll do that for you right now. This is absolutely the last reading tonight, everybody. I've got I will be back on Thursday at 10 p.m. So yeah, I will be back on Thursday at 10 p.m. Right then, let's have a wee look. I'm going to swap the camera over. There we go. I don't know what happens with the internet sometimes, but trust me, I'm very unhappy after losing Sunday stream and spending most of Sunday evening and even into yesterday resetting everything. It was supposed to be fine and it isn't fine. So that'll be a huge bollocking to Virgin. Again, I don't know why. Let me just double check. I haven't flipped over some extra cards in here by mistake. No, I haven't. Right then. So Wispy, OAG would like to know, or OAG would like to know, like to have a general reading, please. That's what we want to have. A general reading for OAG or OAG. That's definitely a card that flipped out of the deck. Oh, it went that way. So that technically will be this way. Oh, the Chariot. It's a major arcana card. So this is your clarifying or modifying card, OA. So it says here that, or it says the Rufus, I'm going to go till 1:15. All right. Just letting you know. So the Chariot is all about movement. It's all about a journey, okay? So that journey could be a journey physically. It could be a physical journey where things move on. It could also be a spiritual journey. So it could be something where you are going on a journey of discovery or learning about aspects of yourself and maybe even your belief structure, if that makes sense. So it's, and this is a clarifying card, which basically means it's going to color. There we go. It's going to change slightly the flavor of the cards that we're laying down. Does that make sense? It's going to alter them ever so slightly because it's a clarifying card. So we've got the 8 of Cups in the what you need to know. Where you are, what you need to know. We've got the 3 of Swords. It's the heartbreak card. Why is that such a strange angle? Sorry. I know, right? I'm saying that as if you can answer me. And then we've got the Magician in the future opportunities card. So linking the 8 of Cups to the 3 of Swords. We've got the 9 of Swords. Okay, the Nightmare. From the 3 of Swords to the Magician, we have the Ace of Wands. Okay. And at the root of everything, we've got Judgment. Ooh. So you've got 3 major arcana cards here. So let's look at where you are. We've got the 8 of Cups. 8s represent a journey through a journey towards the 9. So the 8 is basically working at moving on. The 8 of Cups is moving on emotionally and heading towards happiness with the 9. The 8 of Pentacles is moving on in the workplace, so it's working to get that final contract done on those final deadlines, all of that. As I say, the 8 of Cups is moving forward because if you look here, we've got it's like we've got a lovely formation, 5 on the bottom, 4 on the top. Oh no, hang on. We haven't got 4 on the top. One's missing. And so it's about the journey to find the 9th cup. And that 9th cup leads us into happiness with the 10, right? So it feels like where you are right now, emotionally, you are searching for something. You are looking for something. Particularly because it says what you need to know. We've got the 3 of Swords. Now, this did come up reversed, but the 3 of Swords is the heartbreak card, right? So it feels like either a relationship that you were in and hasn't fully resolved because it's reversed, or this is something that you're going through at the moment, which is why that journey kind of feels maybe necessary. Maybe the journey is because relationships in the past haven't gone the way that you wanted, and maybe that's where this journey is coming in, that you're looking for something different this time around. You're looking for a different experience, maybe, if that makes sense. The Magician in the future opportunities position is interesting because this Magician is reversed. Now, the Magician this way up is talking about having the ability to manifest things, to create things, to change your life in positive ways, so that kind of your wishes get fulfilled, basically, and that you can find all sorts of meaning, and you can follow your dreams and all of that. And actually, it's a card that is all about creating the world around you as you want it to be, because that's literally what magicians do. So we've got they've got their wand, but we've also got a stick representing wands. We've got a pentacle, which is obviously pentacles, swords, and cups. But we've also got a different magic wand here. There are coins for or crystals for pentacles. We've got all of these elemental images going on, and this person is learned, so they are able to use the knowledge to do things, right, to create. When it's reversed, it's talking a little bit about manipulation. So you need to be aware of that. You need to be aware that emotionally you are not being manipulated out of fear of a broken heart, or out of, I guess, the remnants of a broken heart, like the echoes, that grief of a lost relationship. Let me move Judgment to one side, because linking the Eight of Cups to the Heartbreak card, to the Three of Swords, we've got the Nine of Swords, which is the Nightmare card. And it's called the Nightmare card because, you know, it's a person having nightmares. And so whatever's happened, it feels like, I don't know how recent this is, because it does genuinely feel like you are grieving for a situation right now. And it feels, when we bring in the Ace of Wands from the Heartbreak card to the Magician, this is where it feels like you are starting to turn that leaf, turn that page, and starting to genuinely heal and head towards a different version of yourself, but now without that relationship. Does that make sense, my darling? Because basically what the Ace of Wands is saying is that it's a new start, a new beginning, and Wands is in your confidence, self-esteem, and sort of self-image area. So this is actually a positive step up, and it's saying that, you know, although you've gone through that grief and those sleepless nights, you are actually moving forward. This, however, the Judgment card coming to play at your core, I think well, for a start, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the screen. There we go, that's better. I think I think you are judging yourself far too harshly, right? I think this is you judging yourself, and I don't know how recent this is. Because the Ace of Wands, because the Ace of Wands is coming after the Three of Swords, right? So it's talking about a bounce back. And because this is coming in effectively, if we're looking at past, present, future, this would be in the now area, if that makes sense, right? And I know we go deeper with the layers, but it feels like you've had your sleepless nights and now you're bouncing back. Does that make sense? It doesn't feel as if this is it doesn't feel as if this heartbreak card is recent, or that it's something that you are going through right now. It's almost like it's something you are reliving right now. I don't know if that makes any sense. And by reliving, I don't mean that you are stuck in a loop, but it kind of feels like you're stuck in this doesn't make any sense, but it kind of feels like you're stuck in a loop, right? It really does. It feels like you're repeating. Thank you, Wispy. It's not a loop, it's a repeat cycle. It's a repeat cycle, right? So it feels like you are in a cycle where whatever kind of relationships that you get in, that this kind of Three of Swords ends up coming to the fore. So it feels like this relationship cycle is literally on repeat, right? So it's almost like if you looked at previous relationships, you'd go, oh, well, there was Dave, and then Dave, well, Dave didn't love me and support me the way I needed, and was a bit of a git. So that's why that ended. But before Dave, there was Bob, and Bob had a drinking issue, so Bob couldn't support me the way I wanted. So that's why that split up. And then before Bob, there was Brian, and Brian was hard at work every day in the office, so Brian couldn't be there for me. And before Brian, there was Dean, and it's almost like you're actively picking partners that can't offer you the thing that you need. Do you know what I mean? And it's like it's just a repeat cycle. But then what that's doing, because that cycle repeats and because it ends the same way, it ends in you being heartbroken with the Three of Swords. It's like you're then able to completely judge yourself and go, oh, look, I am unlovable because this is another relationship that's failed, right? And if that is the case, and it's something that you are literally repeating, and then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because then you choose the next partner that is lacking that thing, whatever that is that you need. They are lacking it, but you're choosing that partner in the back of your head, in your subconscious, knowing that they're lacking it, because when it eventually goes wrong, you can convince yourself that you are unlovable, or that you have, for whatever reason, it's your fault. Because there is, this is getting deep, because there is something there that you are more judgmental about yourself than you are about the people you're dating. And so from that, or again, I hugely apologize. I have completely then assumed your gender and who you date. It could be, instead of Dave, Dean, and Bob, I think I said, it could be Brian, Beryl, and not Brian, bloody hell, Brenda, Beryl, and Rebecca. Could be anybody, right? But it's that same repeated cycle. And this is where the Chariot comes in, because the Chariot is saying, I think you are recognizing this cycle. And I think that this Magician card, because it's coming up in the future opportunities, the future chances to come, I think this is literally saying that you've got this ability to change this cycle. You've got the ability to stop it repeating. You just need to have this faith to turn that card, right? And literally what I'm saying, again, go back and rewatch this, because I've probably waffled, but this Ace of Wands, this confidence, this little nugget of confidence is there. And what this confidence needs to do, it needs to grow so that you're able to take charge of your life and choose relationships where the people in that relationship can offer you the things that you need, because they do have the things that you need. And this Chariot card, this journey, is your journey into healthy relationships and into a situation where you aren't judgmental on yourself. You aren't, beating yourself up. You are 100% supportive of your own needs and finding a partner who can at least match those needs, right? Again, I'm a firm believer that a partner is an addition to your life and is an addition to you being a complete person. A partner doesn't make you complete. They are an addition, and you need to be able to complete yourself first before any partner can do that, right? And so if it's a jigsaw puzzle and you're missing a piece, no partner is ever going to have that missing piece. You have it within yourself, and then the partner is the frame that you put the jigsaw puzzle in afterwards. Does that make sense? I hope that helps, my darling. I've got no idea if that hit home at all. I can see that the chat has gone absolutely bonkers in loads of new messages. So I hope that makes some sense. And thank you ever so much for your question. And again, regardless of your gender or the gender of your partners, take everything, all of the names and everything, take it as interchangeable, because I'm not saying that you are, that you are a particular gender or that you swing for a particular gender. But I hope that makes sense. And I've got one more card. I said I was pulling everybody today, an Intuitive Insights Oracle card. So let's see what the Intuitive Insights have to say. We've got Joy. This is where you are headed. This is what you need. This is what you need. This is the journey. That Chariot card there, look, it's still there. This is you journeying towards joy. Okay, it's absolutely attainable, absolutely 100% attainable, my darling. You've just got to find it within yourself to love yourself, not be so judgmental, and to move forward happily. Let me just come into the comment section, that one, and oh gosh, what? You've got a string of heartbreaks in the past. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of comments. I thought this was good evening, Mitch. Hello, my darling. Getting your mojo back recently. That will be the Ace of Wands coming in upright. That is what that is. Absolutely 100%. That is getting your mojo back. What is it? Stella got a groove back or something. Yeah, this is you getting your groove. Good evening, Neetu Singh. Hello, my darling. Long time no see. We're just on finishing, my love. I've gone 20 minutes over because we had a super chat come in. So I have to do those when they come in before the end, and then I was faffing around as always, but you know that. Oh, it hit it in the center. Oh, my darling. Listen, just try and head towards joy, right? Find joy, whoever they are. No, find joy. Look for things that are going to make you happy. Look for things that are going to bring you joy, right? And it can be a small thing. It can be a simple thing, right? As I don't know whereabouts in the world you are, my darling, but they could have you could have a children's play park, right? Go with me on this. And there could be a set of swings. And as long as they're not, like they've got the little plastic ones that you have to put both feet in like a trolley, not that. But if they've just got a swing or a tire swing, that has gone over a tree branch, have a swing. I love, as long as there's no kids trying to get on the swings, I love having a swing on a park. Do you know where they've got the swing? I love it. That sounds so wrong, but I absolutely love it. There is nothing more fun that as an adult than going on a roundabout, on a kid's roundabout, or going on a swing and just giggling like you're 6 or 7 again. It's so much fun. It really is. Little things that spark joy. All right, my darling, find those, and I'm sure that things will start to improve. But you, again, that heartbreak card, listen, let it go, let it all go. It will, time will ease it all, but just get to, how can I put this? Right. When I say let it go, I don't just mean, oh, it's gone now. I mean, because that doesn't work. I mean, accept the fact that what's happened has happened. Right? You can't change the past. All you can do is make different decisions in the future, my darling. And that judgment card at your root, that is something, if I were you, I would be looking into and saying, why am I judging myself so harshly with all of this? Because I don't think it's necessary. But again, my darling, with that, I wish you nothing but the very best. And with that note, everybody, I am going to say thank you ever so much for being here this evening. I have had a really fun evening, actually. I hope you have had too. Don't forget to check out our lovely Holland's YouTube channel at Holland M. There are lots of very cool videos over there. In fact, let me hang on. I should have had this pulled up. I did have it pulled up I was going to show you. Here we go. So Holland is one of our, again, one of our incredibly artistic moderators. And Holland has, oh, come on, stupid blooming thing. Holland has a load of videos. One of them is, oh, no, stop. I'm trying to get to the point. Here we go. This one. Right. Oh, stop it. 1 second. I'm trying to show you a bit. There. No. Oh, why is this like this? There we go. Right. So Holland is very artistic and does, oh, what the hell am I doing? What are you doing, Lisa? It's because I'm trying to do this and I had it pulled up earlier. This here, right? Holland went to Cosworth Hall Park and did some sketching, and just you need to go. The internet. Oh, but go and check out at Holland M on the YouTubes. You've just hit 75,000 views. That's amazing. That is so amazing. Well done. Congratulations on that, Holland. That is awesome. But yeah, go and check out Holland's channel. It's very gentle. It's a very gentle channel, and it's very good if you just want a bit of relaxation when the world is going to shit. It's a lovely channel just to watch and just go with it. Plus, if you are artistic in any way, shape or form, trust me, you'll love all the bits that Holland talks about. There's just more skill than I can ever muster. But anyway, totally recommend that channel as well. I'm going to be back on Thursday, 10 o'clock UK time, for an hour at least. And I hopefully will see you then. But until then, as always, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will hopefully see you on the next one. Bye-bye.